So, how to put columns in your post. If you want to make a post that looks something like this, for example, our team of the week, which uses a 3-column format. So these are just 3 columns as we go down. Or if you want to use something that uses a 2-column format, which is great, for example, when you want to put teams that are playing each other, this is how you do it. So I've got a pretty regular old post here, which has got the Western Force team and then the British and Irish Lions team beneath it. But what I'd like to do is have them side by side, like I've got in this post. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use these buttons up here. So if I was to press this, this is saying I want to have 2-column posts, and the first of the 2 columns, for example. This one's saying I want thirds. This one's saying, okay, maybe I've put a third and then I want a 2/3, or a 2/3 and then a third, and then you've got the quarters that you can play with as well. So what I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to want to have half of the, or 2 columns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little space. I'm going to press that button, and that's going to give me this bit of code. What this bit of code is saying is, first we'll see these little dots. It's saying put your text in here. This is where your text needs to go. And this is the first half of the code. And what it's saying is 1/2 last no, because actually this isn't the last half or the second part of the column. This is the first part of the column. This other bit here, as I've said before, this is your end of this bit of code, which will tell you where this first column finishes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to put this at the end of the column, because that's saying, okay, this is where I want you to stop the first column. I'm just going to get rid of these 3 dots because we don't want them in. Okay, and then I've got my first column. Then I want to tell it where my second column is, so I'm going to press first, 1 out of 2 again. Except this time where it says 1/2 last equals no, I'm going to say yes, because this is the last half. Oops, here. Okay, and again, I need to take where that finishes, cut that, put that at the end of that second column, which is going to be here. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of these 3 dots again. All right, and then what I need to do is save the draft. And then, once it's done that, okay, I can then have a look and see how it's gone. Okay, and there we go. We can see it's broken it out into 2 columns. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to look at what my ordering is and my spacing and those sorts of things to get them to match up. But you can see that what it's done there is it said, okay, there's your first column, there's your second column. This last bit of text, okay, which you can see comes after the last half, is down the bottom here. This will in effect then fall back into the whole new page. So you can see here, it doesn't flow on from this because it's not part of this column. It's part of the whole other half of the page. If you like, there's almost like a break that will run underneath here and will keep running underneath. So there you go, 2 columns, and if I'd done 3 or 4, it would be pretty much work the same way. You can see here, the only thing that can get tied up sometimes is if you've got things like heading tags outside, so that you've actually got this code inside other bits of code. So if things go wrong, you might need to have a look at that and look at your spacing, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward.